Hi.
Hello, and welcome back to the Circle Podcast. My name is Phillip. If you're new here, we are three best friends. We used to be four best friends.
R.I.P.
We're three best friends that had this concept of coming together, sharing what was on our minds, our feelings, stuff like that, and letting things off our chest. And then we changed it to this podcast form where we sit down and we take turns choosing topics on what we want to do. If you guys would like to introduce yourselves real quick.
Yes, welcome back, or welcome for the new people. My name is Andy, and I'm one of the co-hosts. And what's up, y'all, if you already know me?
Thank you, Andy.
Yes, thank you, Andy.
Hello, everyone. My name is James. Welcome. If you're new, enjoy your stay.
Yeah, so like I said, we choose topics. This is actually the first one in a while that we chose a topic without doing it at the last moment.
Yeah.
But this week is my week, so I am the main host for this episode. And this week I decided that we are going to talk about 5 things that we want to teach our children or child when we're older. And I felt like this is an important thing to think about now at an age so young, because there's things that we do learn, but we don't take the time to put it in the back of your mind a little, that this could be something that you teach to a new generation one day. And I find myself doing this a lot. I think I've been doing it since, like I said to these guys before the episode started, I've been doing this, I would say, like the early years of high school. There's moments in life where like, okay, this is something that I want to teach to my children one day. But yeah, we're always talking about education.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the one thing we haven't touched on is what we want to teach our children.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So I had these guys think of at least, I apologize, that's my dog. I had these guys think of at least 5 things, even though I only wrote down 3. I have 4. James apparently picked plenty for me and Andy. But I was thinking we just go
one at a time.
One at a time. Yeah. So the first thing that I want to teach my child is the relationship with themselves. I think this is one of the most important relationships that a person can have. I think it can dictate your mindset in a lot of things, and it's one of those things that let's say if your child sets on a path in life, I think if they have a good relationship with themselves, that inner voice or whatever it is that keeps them straight on, like inside, will tell them this isn't you. This isn't what you do. Like, stay true to yourself and stay true to your path. What else did I write? Oh, and I think with having a good, strong foundation of, a relationship with yourself, it also builds self-confidence, and I think that's a very important thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Are you done? Or
I could keep going, but
okay,
if you want to jump in.
Well, I mean, that if you were done, it leads me perfectly into my first one.
Oh, okay. The one thing, it's just the other thing too is there's gonna be plenty of moments where a child feels like they have no one to turn to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like having a good relationship with yourself can help you in those dark times.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that was something I was never mindful of growing up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until recently that I realized that and how toxic I can be to myself at times. And it's funny because yesterday I was talking to Caitlin on the phone, and for those who don't know, she's been a reoccurring guest that we've had here. And I don't know how we got to this topic, but she was saying that since she was young, her parents always stressed that she needs to realize that she's valuable and she has worth, and that she should always love herself. And I don't think I was ever told that as a kid. Like, you should love yourself. You should find your own self-worth. We just never talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. it's a good point to bring up, because if you talk to yourself, or if you're very toxic with yourself, I think that's when it leads to just feeling like you have absolutely nobody in the world. You know what I mean? You don't even have yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why would
anyone really be there for you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, why, and that's it's a skill to have, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a skill you need, especially because you're going to be alone at certain points in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I
You're
mean?
going to be alone a majority of your life.
So, but yeah, it leads me into my first one, and I picked my first one was what I want to teach my child is honesty.
Mm.
But I wrote not only honesty towards others, but honesty towards themselves, which is why it leads, like yours led perfectly into mine. I want them to realize that a habit of honesty will allow them to cut through their own bullshit as well as other people's. Honesty towards yourself, will let them be who they really are as well. Will let them make self-righteous decisions, build a stable foundation of boundaries, and hopefully they will realize that honest friends are necessary, whether you're doing it or having it done to you.
Mm.
There have been certain times in my life, and the reason this is the first thing I want to teach whatever children I have, is that I realize the power of honesty in steering what direction you want your life to be, or what the quality of your life as well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Because what I think happens with a lot of people is that a lot of them get stepped on, a lot of people get taken advantage of, a lot of people have no backbone. You know what I mean? I think that's where honesty plays the biggest part. If something bothers you, say something. If something doesn't feel right, say something. If you see something that you don't think is right,
Jesus Christ,
that dude's a killer.
I apologize. That's my dog.
But yeah, I haven't been honest when needed, and in the end, I'm the only one unable to take control of my own life. And when I say honesty, I don't mean like
you don't need to be brutally honest.
Yeah, you don't need to make fun of people for because they're different. You don't need to. There's ways to do it tastefully, and there's ways to do it harmfully. So I would definitely teach them the difference between that. But yeah, I think to me it starts with honesty and being honest with yourself. In terms of like what you like, what you don't like, if this bothers you, if this doesn't bother you, realizing that you don't need to change for anyone, realizing that, I guess someone else's perception of you isn't what you are, that's just what they think you are. Like if you're true and honest with yourself, you know what you are and you know what you stand for. And you just know that you're not a shitty person, right? Like some people aren't just gonna like you for some certain reason that they manifested in their head. So, yeah, first thing off the back.
Yeah, I think a strong foundation for honesty can also lead to like healthier relationships in life. Because if you're honest in a relationship, of course it's going to be a better relationship, but you have to understand those concepts. Like, sometimes, you got to bend the truth and not hurt someone's feelings, but, at points you really got to be honest and, let them know when things are bothering you.
Yeah.
In the end, like, being honest may hurt someone.
But you just got to rip the Band-Aid off sometimes.
Yeah, but like, it's... You shouldn't... I'm trying to figure out how to put this without sounding. Other people's feelings should be taken into account sometimes, but if it's truly, if things are truly weighing you down and making you not who you are, and it's because of something that might hurt somebody's feelings, to me, it's like too bad, man. Like you're gonna get your feelings hurt
Yeah.
because this is affecting me at this point. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and this is changing who I am. Right.
Mhm.
This isn't who I am when you're doing this, or
Mhm.
it's just. And you hear that all the time when people like are honest. People who are honest are quote unquote mean, right?
Yeah.
Or, bullies, or it's just I see how it may come off as that, but you can't blame anyone for being honest.
And honesty is a hard thing to, I would say, teach in a way that you can be I don't know how to say this.
Like progressive,
Yeah,
almost.
or yeah,
like progress can come out of it.
yeah. Because you have to put it in a way. Well, you have to teach first the concept of honesty, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to teach it in a way that's like, when you go to be honest, don't just, like we said, don't be brutally honest and just rip this person apart. You gotta take into fact, like you said, their feelings, and then at the end of it, this person still might not take your honesty as the truth.
Yeah.
And it's one of those concepts that's very hard to teach, I feel.
It's effective honesty.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like I know when it comes to like criticism and stuff, you want to give people what's called a shit sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
Give them something good, tell them the issues, and then end it with something good.
Yeah.
Even though that's very like formulaic, I think the whole point is that you don't want anyone to feel attacked, because as soon as they're defensive, like
Yeah.
then there's no real like positive outcome coming out of the situation.
I've heard the shit sandwich the other way, like a different way. It was someone saying, someone that, I think it was a comedian. I think it was Bill Burr. He was saying, like, we're all eating the same shit sandwich. My bread is just a little bit better than yours. Like that's the only thing that's going on here. We're all
That's
eating
funny.
the same shit sandwich.
Yeah.
Feel that.
Yeah.
Dang. The first one that I came up with is consistency is everything. And I first learned that in drumline in high school because of my drum tech. So I did a year on bass line and then did a year on snare line. And the snare instructor, he always stressed that all that matters is consistency. And this was what came in drumming. And he said consistency in practice. So he's like, you should be practicing every day, not just once a week or once a month. And then consistency in your performance. So, if let's say this rep, you nailed it perfect, and this next rep, if completely fell apart, the music fell apart, the drill fell apart, everything, he said then your performance is going to be in the middle of that, right? But if you're consistently performing, let's say 75% good, then your performance will most likely be at that 75% rate. So like that's just how we thought about it. And it's funny because as I got older, I started to realize how that lesson of consistency plays into so many other things in life. And I think that was one of the first times too that I realized that, when you learn these lessons, you're usually going to find that it's applicable in so many other things, not just that one area that you learned it. So now my understanding of consistency is so much deeper. And I wrote down here, it's better to do something 5 minutes a day every day than something for an hour 1 day a week. And that's for any type of improvement or skill that you want to see. So for me, this lesson was drilled into me through music. And that's something that a lot of my instructors really press. Like, you need to be doing this every day. Just doing one full day once a week is not the same thing. And and I've started to realize this with any habit you're trying to learn. If you're trying to learn language, you're better off doing 5 minutes every day. If you're trying to be consistent with the gym, you're like, of course it's going to be a little bit harder, but we know this. It's better to hit the gym three times a week than once every 2 weeks to go balls to the wall. Like, you're not going to see progress like that. And I think that's with everything, like whatever habit you're trying to change or whatever issue you're trying to fix, come to it once every day, no matter how little time it is, and you're going to see way more progress than trying to devote all this time on just one single day.
Yeah. I forgot what hockey player said it, but we've heard the age-old saying, practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And this hockey player said, no, perfect practice makes perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can continue to do it, but if your head's not in it and focused 100% to what you're doing, you won't reach perfect. You need perfect practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with that mindset plus consistency,
mm-hmm.
you can reach perfection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like that book that we've both, you know, read on both independent times, Outliers. You know,
mm-hmm.
you're not considered a professional until you've done at least like what 10,000 hours.
Yeah,
that's a lot of consistent work, and that's
mm-hmm.
every day. That's passion.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And,
yeah, and that's what's funny is I realized that was super helpful for me in school too. I kind of slacked off and I haven't done it the last couple semesters, but there's one whole year where I worked on every class every day for at least 30 minutes a day, and I was ahead by the end of the semester by
mm-hmm.
doing that. But I lost discipline a bit when it came to that, and I could tell you I was way better off doing 30 minutes every day than what I was doing this last semester of like 6 hours on a Sunday.
Waiting to the last moment.
Yeah.
You got anything, Andy?
Well, yeah, just going off consistency. I mean, you could see that through the greats of any genre or any like sport or any
mm-hmm.
Let's just go with sports. Just go with Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, right? Obsessed.
Day in and day out.
Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter how, but they will, and you know they will, work on their craft every single day.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like ambition, like unfiltered consistency. Like they will be the best, you know. And that's, well, obviously that's like pushing it to the fucking past the limits, you know.
Yeah.
Not everyone is going to be, aren't going to be these people, but I think that will be the staple of this is what you could be if consistency and you had all the consistency in the world and you had all the ambition in something you like doing. Obviously, you could be this,
mm-hmm.
right? Anyone could be this
mm-hmm.
in their own respective, but yeah.
I feel like that too, by understanding that concept really clarifies what it means to have a passion,
mm-hmm.
you know, because a passion isn't just something you're good at or just something you enjoy. It's something that's like part of you. It's something that you're doing every day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we see with those sports stars. They were passionate.
Well, not even well, let's change it, because we're always using sports as like a genre, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at like Bill Gates, you know, when he was a child, his best friend's dad owned a computer laboratory, and he would spend every summer in that computer laboratory just coding. Mm-hmm. Not like modern day coding, like old school coding. Yeah. And if you look up how to do that shit, that's fucking hard. But he spent every summer, every day in there. And then when he came out with Windows, I think his partner said that he would fall asleep on his laptop or his computer. He would wake up, shake his head, drink some coffee, and go back to coding. That's fucking passion right there. Yeah. And now look at him; he's one of the leading billionaires in the United States. Mm-hmm. It's just comes down to consistency and passion, and you can achieve anything if you have those two things.
Yeah,
it's
and
the
I feel
recipe,
like,
bro.
Yeah, like what better thing to give your child than giving them the thought that they can be whatever they want to be. You know, I feel like, I don't know.
Everybody says that, but they don't go into detail into what that means and how that's achieved. You know? Because I feel like I learned that kind of late in life. Like I feel like a lot of my perspectives would have changed if I understood that younger.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then again, you're younger too. It's not
harder to grasp.
Yeah. The second thing I wrote, I'm pretty sure all of us put in our list, but I wrote down respect. I said something I believe is a core fundamental value to understand at beginning ages of life. It's a concept that can be spoken and taught, but not truly understood or appreciated until you're in a situation where someone doesn't show you any respect, or when you can see disrespect. You can see the disrespect you may have been maybe giving truly affects or bothers someone. And I also wrote, a little respect can go a long way. And it seems to me the newer generations are losing this important value. I don't know if you guys see this, but I don't know. Growing up, I never imagined I would be seeing videos online of kids in New York City throwing buckets of water on police officers. The way I see bullying online, stuff like this. Like, I feel like we're losing a sense of respect for people. And then I wrote, even though it is important to understand the idea of give respect to get respect, there will be, in my opinion, a majority of moments where that is not the case, and I hope to teach this value to a level where my child's first reaction is to still give the amount of respect he or she would want to see. And then my last point for this is, if they want to inspire someone or maybe change a person's opinion or idea on a certain subject, respect can go a very long way in helping to do that. That's what leadership, I would say, is a core value for leadership. You need to show respect to your subordinates, and you need to show them that you're the same as them in a way, and respect does that. And I think it's one of the most important things I would want to teach my child.
It is. Well, just speaking from a child that was taught respect, which is myself. Well, first of all, I was raised in a Mexican household, so respect for your elders is drilled into your head.
Literally.
So
the chancla.
Yeah. You don't talk to your tias and tios in a bad way. You don't cuss. You don't, you say yes, please, thank you. So yeah, I understand, and I'm glad that I was taught that. Because I do feel like through that, people are showing me the same respect that I give them, which is the golden rule, right? Do unto others that you would have do unto you. But even going a little different direction is treating the janitor the same as you would treat a CEO or someone who is held to a higher standard. Because I just feel like since respect is universal, so should giving respect to anyone should be universal, if that makes sense. Doesn't matter if it's a homeless person on the street, or whether it's someone a famous person you want to meet, right? In no way is one life worth more than the other. Some people may see that through the prestige and, but you just give respect where respect is due, and you don't, second guess it, and you don't, you don't dump buckets of water on cops. You don't treat homeless people like they're filth, or that you're not contributing to society. Because at the end of the day, it's not your problem, right? It's not. You're making their days are worse, if anything, right? I'm sure they already think less of themselves. I'm kind of getting sidetracked here, but anyways, yeah.
Well put. I don't have anything to add. What do you got for number 2?
So I have a number 2 here, but I want to say number 2. I think this is higher on the list than what I put. Okay. So I was looking on Reddit, and I came across a parenting subreddit.
Is this straight parenting?
I don't know if it was. It might have not been named parenting. It might have been named something else. It had parents in it though.
Have you seen Insane Parents?
No.
Okay, that's a good one.
I'll check that one out. But anyways, what I came across was she was in her 20s and she was pregnant, and she was in the subreddit or in the thread. She was basically explaining how scared she was, how her boyfriend was her boyfriend was excited to have a kid, but she didn't know how she'd feel because she was feeling bad as a future mother because she thought that having a kid would push back her dreams, would I guess basically put her life on hold. You know, just to be blunt about it. But and then there was a response under it that said was of another mother who had 2 kids. One was 3 and one was like 10 months or something like that. And in the post, she was saying how she deeply regrets having kids. She loves her kids to death, but she deeply, deeply regrets having kids. And she was saying that it does push back her dreams. She feels like she can't, her life isn't the same anymore, obviously, but it isn't going to be what she thought it was going to be. She's not going to be able to, like, she was just going into specifics. She wasn't going to be able to, it was going to push back her master's degree. She's not going to be able to travel like she wanted to. Income, she was going to be hurting financially for whoever knows, however long, who knows. But she was just, just to summarize it, like the cliff notes, she regretted having kids. And then I saw under that was a response to the comment I just said, was of a therapist saying that she was happy that she read this response because not a lot of parents come out and say that they regret having kids because of feeling bad about it. And then that got me into thinking, teaching my kids, even though I'm not sure, but when I have the kid, I'm sure that it would be the right time, is what I'm saying.
Okay. That you won't regret it.
Yeah. Teaching my kids when the appropriate time to have kids is.
Okay.
Obviously, it'd be like when they're teenagers, but still, they're my kid. Yeah, just knowing when to, just like if they have a girlfriend, that doesn't matter. You shouldn't just have, if you've been dating for like 5 years, that doesn't matter. You shouldn't have kids just to have kids because you've been in a long relationship, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yes, I agree.
If it doesn't feel right, then don't do it. Like, don't be pressured into having kids. Don't feel like you're obligated just because of the amount of time. If you don't want to have kids and she does, maybe you're just at different spots in your life. Maybe you want two different things, That doesn't mean you love her any less, right?
Yeah. No,
that doesn't mean that at all.
That shouldn't dictate the relationship.
It shouldn't. What should dictate the relationship is obviously love and how you two feel about each other.
How dare you?
But yeah, just teaching them that, knowing when the right time to have kids is, and how important that is, and not having kids too early. I guess not having kids too late. I don't know if I've ever heard that. Maybe if you're like 50, you don't have kids, 'cause you might come out with a third eye. But yeah, just teaching them the importance of that.
Yeah, I think we could play off this a little, what we were talking about on the ride that we just had. Me and Andy went on a motorcycle ride. What did we ride for, like 2 hours?
Yeah, really.
Along the way, we were talking about, love, relationships, getting married, moving in. It's one of those things I feel that, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think about any of that shit. I don't think about marriage. I don't think about moving in. I don't think about kids other than like, this sense, of like teaching them one day. But I don't think about that stuff, so when I'm pressured into a corner to talk about it, I kind of get anxiety, because it's like I have nothing to say about this, but I'm being put on the spot to talk about it, and it's one of those things, especially when it comes to love or the idea of love. I know we've talked about this, James, or we've all talked about it together, but it's one of those like Disney princess movies where it's been so instilled in our brains since we were children, this idea of love and what it's supposed to be and blah blah blah, like in the movies, and then you come to real life and it's nothing like that. Love is so much harder than we can understand, and like you can see people having kids way too young, way too early, or jumping into marriage way too early, and that's why you see like a lot of divorce rates is because people got married so young. You could see damaging factors from having children so early in a relationship. You know that the two people that had the child just aren't compatible. They're not supposed to be together. You know, and it damages the child. But yeah, I agree with you. Having children at the right age is important.
And I was telling you too, earlier, is that a lot of relationships are learning experiences. You know, like we're playing off that, you know, girls are, well, not just girls, guys too, that we're molded with this concept of love when we're little. You know, just seeing all these movies and, you know, God damn, I lost my train of thought. Just seeing all those movies. But I think what goes wrong with a lot of people is that thinking that the relationship that they're in is going to last forever.
Yeah.
And I feel like you need to hold, I guess like the skepticism or of your relationship that it may not last forever. Yeah. You know, when you move in, you may not like each other. You may not like the way she lives. You may think she's dirty. You may think she's too clean. You may think she's too anal. You may think she's too lazy. Like, you have to realize that it may end at some point. And I think a lot of people don't understand that.
There's a quote on my whiteboard in my room that says, "I dare to love and be loved. I dare to lose love and not lose myself."
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what love is. You know, you got to take the risk of having someone love you, but you're also daring that, you know, if you fall out of this love, you can't lose yourself in that process. Yeah.
I think too, going with your point about having kids, I think one of the biggest things I've learned from my past relationships is that there's never not an excuse, or there's never like not an excuse to leave. You know what I mean? Like, you always have that right to end whatever relationship you have. And it could be just as simple as you don't feel it anymore. You know, that's valid. You have every right to do that. And there's no, and that should be the only factor. It doesn't matter of like, oh, we've been together this long, or oh, we have mutual friends or whatever. You have every right to end that relationship whenever you want. But once you have kids with someone, you're kind of screwed. Because if you feel any sort of responsibility, then you must deal with that person the rest of your life. Or at least the rest of that kid's life, you know? It doesn't matter if you get married. It doesn't matter anything else. You could always just, you know, we're done. Brush the dirt off your shoulders and move on with your life. But as soon as you have a kid with someone, that's when you're really stuck with that person. Yeah. Again, if you have a sense of relationship. There's plenty of piece of shits that have kids and just dip, you know? Yeah. But if you have any sense of responsibility, you are stuck with that person. So it's no joke having kids.
Yeah,
no joke.
Not at all. But how you were saying that there doesn't have to be an excuse. Doesn't have to be a big excuse for you to leave. But you know that plays into being honest with yourself, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, not questioning that you don't feel it anymore. Like, well, maybe it's just this week. Maybe something's just happening with me. Maybe, you know, I'm just too stressed, or, you know, if it's coming back constantly.
Yeah. It's a constant cycle.
It's a sign, right? Yeah. It's a sign for you to. What was that? Excuse me?
I didn't say anything. Yeah. That was me. I think that was the wind. What is it? Was it in South Park? Remember when it was talking to Randy or whatever? The wind? Yeah. Do you remember that?
Oh, no, I don't.
It was
I was in the South Park.
Or no, it was Rick and Morty.
He was like,
yeah.
Yeah. Jerry. He's like, who's there?
Who said that?
Loser.
But yeah, just being honest with yourself.
Yeah.
How old were your parents when they had you, Andy?
My mom was.
They weren't young, right?
No, they were. My mom was maybe like 20. I think she was my age. Holy shit.
Okay.
So well, we're all product of parents that did not heed this advice.
Yeah. I love you, Mom, but goddamn, 17.
Yeah, Mom.
Dude, yeah, my mom had my brother at that age. My
17?
oldest brother.
Yeah.
You know, I got to say, though, my mom killed it. If I had
Yeah.
a kid at 17, whew,
Dude,
that kid would not
I mean,
end up good.
it's kind of cool that our parents, are just like what, 10 years or so much
Yeah.
more, like 17
Yeah.
years.
yeah.
You know, I always kind
Got
of...
young parents.
When I was younger, I used to think that, like, I want to have kids when I'm young, too, so that I could enjoy them. And, I'm still young when they're entering adulthood. But then, I realized that's a very selfish reason to have kids
Yeah.
versus what you could give them if you wait until
Mhm.
you're ready and financially stable.
Yeah.
Man, motherfucker. I'll be old, still having fun, still getting
Yeah.
fucked up. Like, you just turned 21. I'm 60.
Let's
Hitting
go.
the bars.
Vegas,
Yes.
baby.
Vegas.
You ever
Yeah.
been to a strip club? Today's your first day.
My dad took me to Vegas on my 21st.
Yeah.
It's fun. A movie I just watched called The Heartbreak Kid.
Movie
God, that
plug.
movie's so funny.
Yeah, his dad is like some super player. Ben Stiller's the main character.
Oh, yes.
But then Ben Stiller was talking about going to his ex's wedding, and then his dad was like, "What the fuck? Why are you gonna do that?" He's like, "Let's just go to Vegas and pound a couple of pussies, right?" And then Ben Stiller's like, "Ah, yes, pounding a couple pussies with my 70-year-old father." He's like, "What an image!" It's hilarious. But yeah, that'll probably be me.
What's his dad? Ben Stiller's dad's
Dude,
name?
R.I.P.,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Yeah,
he just,
R.I.P.
Was it Jerry Stiller?
Jerry Stiller,
I think.
yeah.
He just died.
R.I.P., man.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. 2020, bro. What a year. Okay, so my next one... Dang, I'm barely on the second one, huh? My second one that I put is understanding habits is an extremely powerful thing. And I know we've touched on this in the podcast long ago, but I'll bring it up a little briefly. If you haven't done so, please read this book called The Power of Habit. It changed my life, honestly. And the point is, whether you realize it or not, our life is built on habits. Everything you do is a habit. You brushing your teeth in the morning, that's a habit. When you're making toast in the toaster oven or that's a habit. Backing out your car is a habit. And if you think about it, it makes sense. Think about the first time you learned those skills, the first time you learned to drive, how hyper aware you are and how hyper focused you were. The brain's gonna create shortcuts so that you don't have to spend that much energy. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked already. So the biggest things is I want my kids to understand that. And the 2 points that I wrote was all habits are two things. It's cues and rewards. So there's gonna be something to cue that habit. There's gonna be what you do for that habit, and then there's gonna be some type of reward at the end. Understanding that can help you prevent a lot of bad habits being built. And that's how drug addiction is built. Alcoholism, porn addiction, it's just, you have this system of cues and rewards, and it's so ingrained into your brain that it's a part of you. It's physically a part of you because it's actual neural connections that are reinforced in your brain. The last point I wrote was habits cannot be broken. They can only be replaced. So again, that really gives you a lot of power when you realize that, because it gives you the chance to really make your life into a malleable thing and who you are and who you want to become. That's all I got to say. I don't know if anyone has anything to add.
No, yeah. I mean, the power of good habits, is definitely life changing.
Mm-hmm.
And bad habits.
Yeah.
The power of bad habits
Yeah.
is definitely life changing.
Either way.
But that just leads into like being consistent and
Yeah.
That too.
whether you want to change your life for the better or for the worse.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is that it can be changed.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. You're not victim
Yeah.
to who you are. Because I hate when people say like,
Victim mentality.
that's just who I am.
Yeah.
Like, God, that drives me crazy.
Like, no, that's what your habits turned you into.
Yeah. It's like, no, you're just fine being toxic. Like, that's what
It's a
is.
lack of personal responsibility.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, everyone is eating a shit sandwich.
Yeah. Some bread is just a little nicer.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you have the power to change your life.
Yeah.
Okay, my third one. Don't take this literally when I read this. I wrote, my children, they need to understand that they're going to get their ass kicked a lot, and nothing is going to be handed to them.
Yeah, by me. I'm kidding.
And I wrote, I don't mean this literally, even
Uncle
though
Andy coming in.
I wrote, I don't mean this literally, even though it might. Hopefully not a lot, though. You know, they might get their ass kicked. I don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to them.
Yeah. Hey, you got to be ready.
Yeah. Dude, I'm trying to raise a fucking warrior in the garden, not a gardener in war. You know what I mean?
There we go. Love that.
And I said, life is hard, and a lot of times it doesn't go how we envisioned it. With every ass-kicking failure, step back, and let down, there is something to be learned from it. They need to be able to find the silver lining in the failures life throws at them. Also, not to lose hope because of the failures. Stay true to themselves and find the strength to not give up. And then I wrote, nothing is free in life, and with everything, it must be earned through hard work, focus, and dedication. There are winners and losers in life. Participation yeah is not enough.
Precipitation.
It's not enough, damn it, to be considered a winner. I put winner and losers in air quotes, but it's not enough to be considered a winner. There will be plenty of situations where the hard work they put into something will not be met with the credit they deserve. I think this is a fucking important thing that we are losing nowadays with fucking giving kids, someone say the word for me.
Participation.
Awards. Like, no, man. If you came in last in your fucking soccer league, like, why are you getting a trophy? You fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like, people get mad. Or there was that video that came out years ago where a dad, the fucking team gave his child an award for, you know, participating. Participating.
We said that word so many times now. I don't know what's right anymore.
Participating.
Participate.
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 Participate. See, that sounds weird. I can't
It
say
sounds
ever.
weird, bro. I don't know. Anyways, you give him an award for showing up.
Yeah. Get an award for showing up and doing it. That doesn't make you a winner. You shouldn't get an award for that. And the dad took the award away, and he got so much scrutiny for it. But that's how it is. Like, in life, you're not going to be given something for not putting in the hard work or doing the most amount that you can do, you know. And granted, you know, like, really small children, I understand giving them the trophies because, like, oh, look, you played this sport, you got an award, yada, yada. But at an older age, it's like you get into a situation where, like, I should not have passed high school because I was that guy in the group that didn't do shit. Okay, I should not have gotten the credit for all the hard work that my classmates had done for me. You know, I was just the guy that was willing to go up there and fucking read it. Okay, I was that dedicated guy. You know, and I think it's an important thing to teach. Like, you're not gonna get the credit you deserve, especially like, let's say, in an office setting. You know, how many people I bet can tell their story of where they did all this hard work. They think they should be fucking VP or they should be like the general manager or whatever, and they get overlooked. You know, all the hard work they put in. It doesn't mean shit, you know, like, one thing I wanted to add about the whole winners and losers, that it's just it can be, it is a mindset to think like, oh, I'm a loser, he's the winner. But there's like I said, a silver lining in a failure or losing and seeing the good out of that, you know, or learning something from it. Like, the real learning is from getting your ass kicked or from losing. The winners, you know, they might become accustomed to it, of winning, but once they get their ass kicked, they don't know what to do because they're so accustomed to the idea of winning. But a loser has been getting their ass kicked along the way, and then that's when they become, you know, that winner as a mindset and, you know, in reality too.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you hear it all the time from successful people. Losing taught them more than winning ever could.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
so true.
Yeah. I think Gary Vee talks about how many times he passed up on, like, investing in this or that.
Yeah.
You know, and how much money he would have now if he did it. You know, he lost in the sense, but he learned something from it, and now he knows that, like, you know, if something comes up, not to just overlook it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gary Vee is he's a Chinese agent. that dude's all about TikTok, right? That's a little weird, right?
Yeah. It's a little weird. Dude,
Mhm.
honestly, I can't watch his
Mhm.
Instagram posts no more.
Why?
I don't know, man. Just whoever does his videos, like how they have him like say like a line or two, and then it cuts to that animation where it drops down. As soon as that shit comes on, I'm like, nope, can't do it. I can't do it. Like,
You know,
it-
I
it
never
just
really
loses me.
watched him, honestly.
How about here and there?
I love
never
his
really
fucking
watched him.
series he has where he goes garage. He
Oh.
goes to multiple garage
Mm.
sales on Saturdays or whatever and buys shit and flips it on eBay. You know,
Yeah.
that is showing people you can make money.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I think he
out
found like
there.
a fucking Michael Jordan poster and he got it for like $20 and he flipped it for like 260.
Oh shit.
When I saw that, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? But yeah, I mean, he's a cool dude, but yeah, it's a little weird how he's all about TikTok.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool dude, Chinese agent. um,
Gary Vinzu.
How we know you ain't the fucking agent? And you're trying to.
they got me. My third thing that I put down
Tell us.
to teach my children, my seeds, my essence, my energy,
Your spawn.
my fucking spawn, is decision making. See my notes here. Not kidding. I put learn the process of decision making is important in life. Being able to weigh the pros and cons and deciding whether
Shit. Got it.
this something, quote, will be beneficial or detrimental to their lives, right? Decision making also ties in with honesty. And if you're honest with yourself, to me, decision making becomes easier. Also, this kind of leads into what you said about winners and losers.
Wow, we're just feeding off each other right
yeah,
now.
dude. It's
Look
great.
at this. What are you contributing?
Pretty face.
But also being okay with making the wrong decision. Losing is learning, and learning is winning. You go back to the drawing board and you execute again, right? Decision making is definitely a skill. It is definitely something that you learn through making horrible decisions.
Hopefully not having kids early.
Yeah, that is the worst decision ever.
Shout out to our parents.
No, it wasn't, Mom. Thanks.
Mom, you're stupid. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god, bro! She
Love
listens
you.
to this.
Just
We
kidding.
don't think that.
No,
We love you.
Andy does, but we don't.
No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
He's not invited next time.
I'm kidding. I would never do it, but I'm kidding.
There you go.
Well, fuck. What was I saying? Decision making is a skill, and it sucks to say, but it's you learn it through. A lot of people learn it through making horrible decisions, and some people learn it through
Seeing other people's horrible
seeing
decisions.
other people's
Yeah.
horrible decisions.
Like not having kids early. Thanks, Mom.
Jesus.
Dang. That's probably why I didn't have a kid. No, I'm just kidding. But
Oh, shit.
yeah, you learn either or, right? And it's important to have, especially when you become an adult, right? Like a kid, you can kind of make a bad decision. You're like, oh, whatever. Like this will affect me, maybe for like a couple weeks or months. There's some decisions you make as an adult that go completely wrong. Boom, bankruptcy. Can't get a house for 10 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Life is unforgiving.
Yeah. Bad credit in general.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
What else?
Good luck getting that shit back up.
Getting into too much debt. Your life.
Crime.
Yeah, crime. Your life. Jail.
Drugs.
Drugs. Becoming an addict.
It could be something simple as going cliff diving. You land wrong.
Yeah.
Paraplegic.
Yeah. Get paralyzed.
Is that funny?
No. That word's funny though. Paraplegic. I don't know why, but anyways. But yeah, there are extremes to making bad decisions, and there are extremes to making good ones. but you need to be able to dissect making decisions in your life and weighing the pros and cons and being able to say, okay, if I do this, this will happen. Also looking into the future and seeing kind of the domino effect. Obviously you can't tell the future, but just seeing what this might do if I spend money here. Where will I not be able to spend money over here? If I buy this dryer, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I can have a dryer, wash and dryer in my house, and I can save a lot of time and money, instead of going to the laundromat and wasting.
I like where your head's at.
Time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. I'm digging this.
Just little things like that. But it all matters in the long run, right?
Dude, no, I agree, man. We need to prioritize that. I'm tired of laundromats.
Yeah, I think you could say, the fuck was this one about? Sorry.
Decision making.
It's an important tool that is the basic level for critical thinking.
Yeah.
You would say, you have to be able to make decisions, to execute some of the stuff that you might come across that requires critical thinking.
Yeah, and be able to move forward with your life, right?
Yeah.
Either way, you're gonna learn something.
And it's like ties into like a fight or flight mentality. You have to be able to.
Can't just freeze up.
Yeah, you can't freeze up. That's how people get killed. Like how we were riding a motorcycle today. There's plenty of decisions today that if we didn't make correctly could have got us killed. I mean, even walking outside can get you killed, and
driving. Yeah,
you have to be capable of making the right decisions. And you're right. Yeah, that is a good one to teach your children.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think of that one.
Okay. For mine,
pull the plug. Yes or no? Need a decision now.
Yes.
Fuck, I'm dying.
Oh, okay. Well,
I respect your decision though.
I learned something. Don't say yes to pull the plug. Okay, my next one. So this is number 3, right? I'm gonna jump down to the bottom of my list real quick. For me, I just really want to teach my kids just general empathy. I remember when I really kind of got that growing up. I want to say it was like my senior year of high school when I really understood empathy and putting yourself in other people's shoes. And I feel like it's because of that I have such a good relationship with my parents. And the biggest point, like, it's a hard thing because I was really thinking, like, how do you teach your kids empathy? You know
how?
How?
My brother bit my mom one time.
Your mom bit him back?
My mom bit that bitch right back. Like,
that is one way.
Doesn't feel good, huh?
That is one way. I mean, shit.
Fuck yeah. Dude.
Sorry,
if your baby shits her pants, you're like, well, guess what? You change me now. That's how you do it.
Smells so good, does it, huh?
Oh, fuck.
Dude, I do that to my cats sometimes because they'll keep me up,
You
man.
shit yourself?
Huh? Yes, dude. They'll shit in the carpet. I'm like, oh yeah? I'll shit right next to them. Like, who's gonna clean this now? No, man. They'll like keep me up.
Emily's just looking at you like, what the fuck?
Again. I'm like, stay out of this.
Trying to teach them a lesson.
Yeah.
This doesn't concern you.
The chess match going on here. No, but man, they'll keep me up in the middle of the night, bro. And like, I'll be there laying in the middle of the night. I'm like, I'll remember this. And the next day, they'll be sound asleep, and I'll just fucking shake them.
Oh, bro, what the fuck?
And I'm like, doesn't feel so good, does it?
You're trying to get fucking clawed, dude.
They know better.
They won't learn from that, but they'll definitely be awake and sleepy.
And sleepy, yeah. Yeah, by
That's
the way,
the point. That's
by
the
the way,
point.
listeners, that's a joke. Cats do not learn from negative.
No.
Don't fucking shake your
negative
cats.
reinforcement.
No, shake them.
I mean, if you want to have a... Never mind. Anyways, yeah, but some of the biggest points for empathy that pop into my mind, one of the biggest things I realize is that everyone is just trying their best out here, Like, everyone's just trying to get through this fucking shit sandwich that we all got to eat. Everyone's just, really, they're just trying to be happy. They're trying to take care of their family, their loved ones. And the biggest thing is that most people don't have the intention to hurt you or to annoy you or to harm you. Most people. So most of the time, like when someone does something that irks you or pisses you off, it's always good to give the benefit of the doubt and think like, you know what? They didn't do this to piss me off. They didn't do this to like hurt me. They might be going through something, or there's a lack of communication. I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that's going back to my relationship with my parents. I remember I was a really angry teenager, and I always used to like just get so annoyed with my parents and like so like why do they do this? Why do they, why do they tell me these things? And you get older and you realize like, man, they're just trying to figure it out just like I am. And they never had ill intention. They were never trying to like harm me or like burst my bubble. They're just trying to do their best. And I think most people, it's the same for them.
Yeah. It's really, if you think about it, it's really weird that people get angry because people they see aren't acting the way that they want them to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you see someone doing like, I don't know, like backflips down the street and you're mad at it, like,
yeah,
like why are you being so loud doing backflips down the street?
Yeah,
like
maybe that makes me happy, bro.
Yeah, like dude,
or maybe like I'm trying to get that $1 million that Andy promised. Like if you do the backflip, you get the $1 million.
Double backflip.
Oh shit! It was a double backflip.
Double backflip.
Yeah, I don't think I
Easy.
understood empathy until I started listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, and I think I started that around like 21 or 22.
Interesting.
I didn't truly grasp the idea of it, but like he's one person that's always preaching the that like, people struggle, like everyone's struggling. People are just trying to get by because life is hard. But ever since I learned that, one thing I try to tell myself is when things are hard, or my work also taught me this too, when things are hard and life's kicking your ass, there's someone probably around the world that has it 10 times harder than I do. And sitting here complaining like isn't going to get me to where I need to be. Like someone is always having it harder than me.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I learned with construction. Like a lot of the times I was just like, fuck man, I don't want to do this, like this fucking sucks. And then you look behind you, there's a guy right there doing the same exact work. Like who the fuck are you to be crying right now? Like just do your work, man up, and do what you need to do. You don't see like fucking Jose over there complaining, right?
Or Hector.
Fucking on the ride back. Do you know that fucking that Mexican actor that's always a Hector?
He's always Hector.
Yeah.
You can look at his what is it? Filmography?
IMDb or whatever. Yeah.
Hector.
Yeah.
No, because it started.
Who are you playing today? I'm Hector.
Playing the role as Hector. Because I started because we saw. I think they're called. Have you seen those vehicles called the T-Rex? Right? Called T-Rex. It's like 2 wheels in the front and one in the back.
Is that what they're?
No, they're called slingshots.
Yeah, it's a slingshot. Yeah,
my bad. And then there was this Mexican dude, bald, mustache, looked like a cholo. He looked like he looked like his socks were to his knees and he was down, right? And then there was
he was down.
And he was sitting next to this just beautiful Latina chick. And I'm like, why is that like I see that every time I see a bald Mexican dude that looks like that, they're either married to or they're dating like a fucking hot Mexican woman, right? And I was like, what the fuck is going on, huh? And then that's what led to like Hector.
Yeah, I was like, I bet you his name's fucking Hector.
Oh my lord.
But yeah,
that was a great story.
All right. Gotta be an asshole about it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I lost my train of thought, so we're gonna move on.
Okay.
I didn't write anything else down, so hopefully it comes to me. But for my fourth one, what I want to teach my children is how to control their breathing. I think, that's one thing that I was never taught really at all. It's something I kind of self-taught myself. But damn well my children are going to fucking see me be like doing some yoga in the backyard. I love fucking doing yoga. You don't do yoga, it'll change your life. But with yoga, it's all about breathing, controlling your breaths. And I think that is something that can help them control their emotions, just be able to calm themselves in heated situations. I feel like it's something that is very important, and I feel like a lot of adults don't even really know how to control such a thing. But yeah, I'd want to teach something like that.
Yeah,
What
but
you're doing.
that could lead into just also when you're in tough, heated situations, not to make them worse, step back, analyze
Take a
it,
breath.
take a breath, look at it. What can you say that will make this worse, and what can you say that will make this better?
Yeah.
Or even asking that if you're in a heated argument, what do I do? What can I do right now to de-escalate this? And, all you really got to do is step back and take a breath.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Catch
Yeah.
yourself. Don't
I'd
get sucked into it.
I'd also like to teach them how to meditate.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah. And that goes along with breathing. There's a lot of benefits to having some good deep breaths
Yeah.
in any kind of situation.
See? Benefits. I'm lightheaded now.
It's quite the benefit.
Also, or what I put to, or what I'm thinking about is, for my fourth one was, I was on the edge of either teaching my kids not to take anything too seriously or like having fun. Just teaching them, just to go with
Enjoy
the flow,
life.
enjoy life. Like life's going to be shitty. Life's going to be great sometimes. And you're going to be in moments that you're going to look back on and be like, damn. Like that one saying of, I wish I knew I was in the good old days or something like that.
While
You know
you're
what I
in the
mean?
good old
While
days.
you're in the good old days. Like, especially when you're young. Like, obviously, there's big decisions that need to be made when you're young that could affect your future in terms of
Mhm.
schooling or in terms of if you want to get into a career. But, just allow yourself time to have fun, to not take life too seriously.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that's going to be a tough one to teach, especially the age we're moving into where, there's technology and
Mhm.
everything's like, so there's new trends
Yeah.
every other
Mhm.
day. You got to be able to stop and live in the moment.
Yeah, I just thought of this right now. I'm not going to force upon them what I think is fun. You know what I mean? Because what was fun for me at this age or when I was younger may not be what's fun anymore. Just like playing outside or, just doing stupid shit with friends and,
I'm sure that will never go away, dude.
hopefully not, because I learned a lot of fucking valuable lessons, and I saw a lot of shit I probably shouldn't have. But, I am who I am today probably because of that. But just also learning that, I don't know. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be with my kid and then be bored. If that makes sense. I want to be like hanging out with him. Like, man, my kid's boring.
Dude, honestly, I want to be one of those dads that, like, say if my child is fucking into lacrosse, I'm all about lacrosse now. Like, I'm going to fucking look up the history of it. I'm going to fucking be watching it on TV. I'm going to make my life about lacrosse,
Yeah.
I feel that.
I just want to be consumed with whatever they're about. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, that'd be cool,
Yeah.
But just teaching them fun. When it's the big aspect of life. It's what you remember the most of the time. And yeah.
It's beautiful. My fourth one is going back to the topic of like relationships. The idea of a soulmate may not be real. And I think the conclusion that I've come to is instead look for your equal. So this person should be someone, where you have a similar sense of humor, similar sense of goals, patience, ambition, similar libido. I think that's what we should focus on, because there's no easy relationship. Every relationship's going to take work. But if you find this person that is your best friend and is someone that you see as your equal and not that you're inferior to them or they're inferior to you, I don't see how you can't make it work.
Yeah. I think an important aspect of that too is if you think you found your soulmate, it could just be for that time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't believe, I'm with you. I don't believe I don't know if I believe in an actual soulmate.
Like for the rest of your
Yeah.
life type of thing.
I believe you could be compatible with hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you could have a lot of soulmates.
For sure.
It's just
That's a lot of soulmates.
I think when it comes to that, it's not like a truth. I think it's a decision. Like
Yeah.
if you want that, then you could decide. And if you're both, if you have all those things in common, or not in common, but if you're on the same page with a lot of those things and you're both honest people, you'll make it work.
Yeah.
But again, it's just a decision.
yeah.
You could choose, you could choose what you want to do. No one can blame you if you want to be single the rest of your life. You have every right to do that, But I think a lot of people get caught up on that. Like, is this the person for me, or is this the soulmate that I have, or whatever? I think it's more of like, do you want this to be the person for you?
Yeah.
Then you make that decision and you decide to make it work no matter what it takes.
Yeah.
But of course, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's life.
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
going to be millions of other people that you could click with,
That's the thing. And you see a lot of people who have been married 25, 30 years, they
And it
divorce.
ends. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what do you call that? Right?
Life,
I mean,
bro.
it's a soulmate, obviously.
Yeah.
You call it life, but you're not going to not find another person.
No.
you
I
know?
mean, just we're humans. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
And the other thing is people change, Relationships change. People
Mhm.
change in relationships.
People outgrow one another.
Yeah. It doesn't take away from what you had with
Yeah.
that person. And one more thing I would like to add on top of that. I feel like this is one thing that took me a little too long to realize, is that in every relationship, you should make sure your needs are known, and it's perfectly okay to expect them to be met. So I feel like in past relationships of mine, there'd be something that I was not satisfied with, but I wouldn't want to cause a problem, right? Or I wouldn't want to cause a fight, so I would just like bottle it up and be like, oh well, I just got to deal with it. Just like, no, like you choose who you want to be with, but be fair about it. Say like, hey, I'm not happy about this. Like, I feel like I need more of this. And then again, it comes down to that choice. You can decide whether you both want to work on that, or it could just be like, I can't give you that, and it is what it is. You move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one important question me and Andy came across today while writing is, you both agree to work on it.
Mhm.
At what point is enough?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that's never talked about.
Yeah.
Like come to a point or a consensus that we tried, we did everything we could, but it's time to
just
stop
don't work. Yeah.
beating the dead horse at this point. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's an important question to bring up.
Yeah.
And
Very
it could
true.
definitely be, could definitely be subjective. Maybe you want change in a month, doesn't happen. You have the right to leave. you know?
Yeah.
Like,
You make those.
Yeah, you make those decisions.
standards, or
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to stay there a day longer, an hour longer. You can leave if you want to.
fuck out of there.
Because
You
I
pack your
guarantee
shit. You pack your shit and get the fuck out.
I guarantee you could find someone that will meet those needs that you have
Yeah.
tenfold, right?
Mhm.
If not, you can pay for it. Fuck it.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Hey, VR is getting better every year.
Yeah.
VR, baby.
Yeah, buddy.
Soon enough, VR is just gonna be like this fucking tank you get naked in. You put your shit on, right? And shit is just coming out of the walls to like suck you off, or like
What the fuck, Andy?
or like sex VR is what I'm talking about. But
Oh, okay.
I mean, come on.
Funded by Pornhub.
If VR comes out, what are most people gonna do with it?
It's what most people are already doing with it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
what 80% of the internet is already doing.
Yep.
They're gonna fucking
Watching porn.
buy the Fuckmaster 3000 with the fucking cum catcher tray and the
There we go.
vibration suction
Pulsating.
You heard it here
pulsating-
first, folks.
radiation.
Radiation.
Yeah, you've never come by radiation.
No, bro.
Phony.
Wow.
Do you even know what coming is, dude?
Apparently not.
I'll teach you.
All right. Let's change the subject before we scare
Here,
off some
come-
listeners.
Here, come near this uranium. I'm gonna show you.
This is one thing that I would like to teach my son if I ever have a son. Is that it's okay to understand the more feminine side of his emotions. You know, for a long time, I think I would hear that men don't cry, boys don't cry. But you grow up and you see those older figures that told you that, you see them cry.
And you're like, what the fuck, bro?
Are you fucking gay?
Yeah, but for me, when I saw that, I wasn't met with like confusion or anything. I'm like, no, this is how it is. Like, it's okay. That's fine. Like, sometimes it happens and it needs to come out. And the more it comes out, the better you feel. You have a good fucking cry. God damn. After that, it's like a whole new world.
Yeah, man, my parents fucked me up, man. I can't cry, dude. I try to cry. It's hard for me to cry. Sometimes I feel like I need it. It's like just to let it out, and I don't know how.
Yeah. I don't remember the last time I had a good cry. But, yeah, now that I think about it, it's not very often. But when I do, there's this sense of relief that comes out of it,
Yeah. I remember the last time I had a solid cry.
I don't remember.
You don't look like a crier, Andy.
I've cried. I've
and
cried.
You look like you'd be an ugly crier.
I've seen you tear up.
Mouth.
I've teared up.
Yeah, I've definitely seen you tear up.
I think I tear up definitely a lot more than I actually cry.
Yeah. But I think one thing that would come from me wanting to teach that, and I don't know how to make this sound not dickish, but if I tell my son, it's okay to cry, but with children, you can't definitely
you don't want to be a crybaby.
Well, not just that, but you don't want other little boys seeing you cry, because you're gonna get picked on.
Yeah.
Exactly. Children are fucking ruthless.
Yeah.
So it's okay to cry, but don't let anyone see you cry. It's true, man, because kids are vicious.
Yeah,
and it's okay to let it out, but you have that moment of vulnerability. You let that out, and then you brush yourself off. You get up, and you do what you need to do. And I think that's something I would want to teach my son.
I feel like the good compromise is like only let people that you truly care about see you vulnerable.
Yeah, you truly trust.
Yeah.
But as a child, it's like you said, you don't want to be a crybaby. But and also, kids are fucking vicious. They see you cry, they're gonna remember that moment every time they look at you. Yeah, you're that fucking crybaby.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a meme that says, fuck, what does it say? It says, his name is kid who peed my dad's car 7 years ago, and then it's a message from him. I'm like, hey, can you stop calling me that? It happened 7 years ago. You don't forget. People don't forget. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, good cries, and they feel great.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to hold it in again and cry in like 7 years. Guess what? That cry is
gonna be the cry of the century, bro.
Yeah. I can't fucking wait.
Cry of the decade.
But yeah. Yeah. That's definitely.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I think we need more. We need more emotional men, maybe. I think I'm taking that statement back.
What's wrong with that?
I might, because I don't mean it how it sounds. If that, it sounds like
more men open with their emotions.
Yeah, there we go.
Or understanding
of their emotions and able to communicate them.
Yeah.
Because when I say emotional man, I just think of a man that's just like crying all the time for everything. I don't mean that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just more in tune and understanding of their emotions and where they come from. Having a good EQ.
Yeah.
Because it is important, especially with relationships and love. It is deeply important to have that.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
But I just feel like that's how you connect with another person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is when you become vulnerable and you tell them things that you may not tell other people. That's where connectedness comes from, and love in a sense. But yeah. See, you closed your laptop there.
Yeah, I was done with
Oh, okay.
The 5.
what I wrote like a while ago.
What's your 5th one, Andy?
And then I realized like maybe I should close this.
I don't want to do a 5th one.
No?
Because I think the 4 that I had were perfect.
Wow.
You know, I think I feel the same.
I don't want to end on a half-assed 5th. So.
Dude, I've been half-assing for the last 2.
See, couldn't tell.
I have one for if I had a daughter.
Sure.
I've been playing with this idea in my head, and I don't know how to word it. But it's kind of the sense of, it's one of those things that's like, I believe a woman can do everything a man can do. But a man can't do everything a woman can do. But just because that women are capable of doing that doesn't mean that she feels like she needs to. You know, there's something special about women that they're capable of doing so much more than a man can, that I don't want her to ever think that she needs to be put in a position where she feels like she needs to prove that she can do what a man can do.
Mm.
You know, there's a reason why women are capable of doing the things that they are. And that's special. And I want to instill that in her, you know, like women are, I would say, more special than what men are.
Yeah, we're kind of like, I don't know. We're like ugly and savages and beastly, you know?
Yeah.
Women are just like this little egg. You can just form. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah?
Whatever you want to be.
It freaks me out that they can carry babies. Bro, I would not be able to do that.
Man, I'm carrying millions of babies right now.
You're
Man,
carrying
you
more
don't-
than that, bro.
You don't feel them kicking in there, do you?
Oh, they kick sometimes. How big they are.
I'm just saying, bro.
Nah, I'm kidding.
You shooting tadpoles? I'm just saying, if I
Shoot
felt something
ropes.
fucking moving around inside me, oh God, I wouldn't be able to do that, bro. It creeps me out.
I just think of Alien.
Exactly. Yep.
You know how I think we could teach men how special women could be? If you put a regular man, right, pick him up, drop him in a cage with a female MMA fighter, and you're like, look, you're not getting out of here unless you beat her.
Okay.
And then the fucking, like a Ronda Rousey or Amanda Nunes,
I was
right?
about to say, what are we talking like weight class?
Just get fucking murked by a girl. Guess
That'll
what?
humble you.
Yeah.
That'll
Ego.
humble you.
Yeah.
Out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Right? For millions of people to see. I'm not saying that women can't beat men up, you know what I mean? I'm just saying in like our world,
Like
when
for
we were
average
little,
people.
when we were little, right, getting beat up by a girl was like something you get made fun of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
So you're saying is adult bullying is what we should do?
yeah, we need to bully the bullies. Kidding me?
Dude, what if that just causes?
It's a cycle, bro. Because then you're the bully.
But what if that just?
Yeah, but you're
what-
like a controlled bully, though. You know what I mean?
What if that just causes a cycle? This man just got his ass beat by a woman, and next thing you know, he's just beating the shit out of any woman he comes across. What
Because
then?
he feels like he has a point to prove.
Exactly. What then?
Good job.
Or every relationship he gets into, he's fucking abusive.
You just crafted the perfect woman beater.
You know, these are answers for the future.
Trial and error,
Yeah,
scientific
yeah,
method.
there we go. Remember,
all hypothetical.
Remember, this podcast is our opinions. Do not take anything serious. Or it's not our opinions. We're joking.
Yeah, if you're sexist, we're gonna put you in a ring with the opposite sex and get your ass beat. All right.
Or Andy is. I guess this isn't one thing I want to teach my children, but I definitely want them to know that it's normal. But it's normal to see your it's normal for your parents to argue. Like, there's plenty of parents that, you know, I feel try to hide that from their children. So when the child does see that, they're like, what the fuck? Like, they're about to get a divorce, like, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, we're humans. We disagree. We fight.
Yeah.
You know? But at the end of the day, we love each other, and we're going to work through it.
I think that's one thing that my parents did a great job of. They've had their fair share of arguments, but they've never disrespected each other, ever. They've never gone down to calling each other names or anything like that. It's always purely been about the disagreement and more of like, this is how I feel. It's like, okay, I acknowledge that. This is how I feel. And I think that's definitely one thing I would like to... I already know I'm that way. You know, I've been in relationships for years now, and I've never gotten to that point where I'm going to disrespect the person that I'm with. I feel like a lot of people miss that point. I've seen a lot of relationships like that where it's like, oh, you blah blah blah, you bitch, blah blah blah. I'm like, at that point, just break up. Like, yeah,
Definitely.
I agree with you, man.
yeah. Teach them how to argue respectively, right?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Respect,
Yeah.
honesty.
Equal rights and lefts.
What?
Is it equal rights and lefts? No, but I mean, like, I understand. Yeah, I've been in. It wasn't abusive, but you know, I would disrespect, you know, my ex-girlfriend with
You would?
names. Yeah.
But
not like vulgar names, like you fucking stupid bitch. You know what I mean?
but like what?
Like idiot and stupid. And
But was it like joking or was it
Dork.
like serious?
sometimes, no, it wasn't joking,
Oh shit.
but it was just because I was angry.
Yeah.
But that doesn't validate it, you know.
Yeah.
And I think because it just got to that point where it was comfortable. We both were. I mean, I wasn't just doing it, but we both were just comfortable, you know,
Yeah.
calling each other stuff.
Just slippery slope.
Yeah.
I think the meanest thing I've ever said to a girlfriend at the time was I said, "Why are you so toxic?" Right when I said that, I was like, "Oh shit, I fucked up. I
Was she
should
toxic?
not have said that." I don't even remember why we were arguing.
Oh,
but
well, I'm saying, was she toxic?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No comment.
Wow. Seems like you're the toxic one.
Maybe. But man, she did not let that go.
I wonder why.
For months, she's like, "Well, I'm toxic." I'm
Dude.
like, oh god.
Fuck.
Women are part elephant, bro. They don't forget. They don't fucking forget.
I just saw this TikTok today where it's like, call a girlfriend beautiful every day, she'll never remember. Call her fat once, she'll always remember. And that's because elephants never forget.
Oh, man, that's
They're
good.
vengeful.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
fucking tigers. Come back and eat you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they'll be like, and that's why your balls drip in the toilet every time you take a shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, you gotta say that out loud.
And that's why women are special.
I know I got droopy balls. Everyone stopped laughing when I said that.
Oh, are you saying for yourself you got droopy balls?
I don't got droopy. I got big balls and a little
You got some.
little pecker.
A little
Oh.
pecker.
Yeah. Like I sometimes dribble a little urine on my balls when I pee.
Does it feel good?
It tickles a little.
Is it warm?
Yeah.
Is
it's
that a
always
lot of
fun.
cleaning you have to do? Or do you just dip them in real quick?
I just dab with a
Do you just
square of toilet paper.
You
Yeah.
just flush, and then once the water's clean, you just...
You just
Yeah.
use.
It's like a reversed, what is that called? Bidet? Like reverse bidet. Not for my butthole, for my balls.
uses a Q-tip.
I'm telling you, my balls are big, bro. I'm using like a bath towel. You seen South Park when Randy got
Yeah.
tumors?
Yep.
Holy shit, Randy!
I know, he's,
Oh, I know,
he's like,
right?
pretty cool, huh? Smoking weed in front of a cop. No, your balls are massive.
They're all bouncing
Holy
on their
shit.
balls.
He's like,
They're pretty cool, huh? Smoking weed in front of a cup. No, your balls.
oh my god. South Park is so hilarious and so misunderstood.
Dude, I think
People just don't understand satire.
Yeah, I think honestly, they're geniuses.
They are, man. They're
in their
so-
craft.
Bro, they're
misunderstood.
fucking psychopaths. Because when they started, you look at their story. When they started, they were putting out like what, a new episode, like
Every week, right?
No, when they first started, they would have a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
they would have like a month.
Oh.
Yeah, they would have a month to make a new episode, and then like the show kept getting more popular and popular, and the demand for it was rising. So then it was getting to a point where they had to pump it out. I think every week, but it had to be met by like I think fucking Friday or Thursday. So they were staying in the office up all night, thinking of the concept for the episode, and then they had to get it to the artist, and then the artist had to get it to the animators. So everyone's just sleeping in the office, just waiting, and then as soon as they got it, they had to get to work.
Jesus.
And then they had to send it over to whatever station so that they can make sure that there wasn't nothing too vulgar in it. And then it would get approved. And then the next day,
Yeah,
back at it.
I was looking at a documentary, or not documentary, a little interview with Trey Stone and Matt Parker, who are the creators of it.
Yeah.
And I think they said their week is from Friday to Wednesday. It's because they have to turn it in, like you said, on a Thursday or something like that. But Matt Stone, he was talking about him I forgot what season it was. I think he's like at the start of the 4th season, or I don't remember, but you'll recognize the episode. He had made an episode where he's like, nah, this is like, I don't have it anymore. I don't have this gift of like this humor.
He was feeling burnt out.
Yeah, this this episode is shit. Like, I don't want to put it out. Like, it's so fucking horrible, and I can't believe I made this. And he was saying how he felt so depressed about making that episode. Like, he felt like he couldn't do this anymore. And then everyone around him was like, no, just put it out. Just put it out. We have to. Like, we need to make the time schedule or whatever. And they put it out. And then he said that episode was the World of Warcraft episode.
What?
Which is like their best.
Yeah.
Like,
That fucking episode got me into World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
He's like, and that's our best episode. And he's like, and I was stressing so much about like not having it anymore, and it turned out to be the fucking best. And I heard that, and I was like, what the hell? That fucking episode is great.
How can you create
That
that,
is
and
probably
think
the best
this
one.
isn't good?
Yeah.
Talk about overthinking,
Yeah.
man.
Dude, that episode's hilarious.
Yeah, but
man.
when I say geniuses, like they have the ability to like make fun of things in like such a different but like so relatable way.
Yeah.
Like, what can I use an example? Like fucking Jersey Shore with the Snooki. Snooki wants smush smush. Like that's it. Like that's
How do you come up with that? Yeah.
But like it's so like
Yeah.
when you see that, you kind of get it if you know who Snooki is. You know what I mean? And like who she is in the show, and
Yeah.
you kind of understand why they would do that.
I remember, I think it was that same interview where they're like, yeah, as soon as we started getting big, like we started losing a lot of friends.
Yeah, but I feel like they don't
pick a side.
Yeah, they don't lose what they started that show with. They didn't lose that. You know what I mean? It's still like they still make fun of whatever.
Is it still going?
Everything.
Yeah, it's still going.
Probably.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, dude.
They still make fun of whatever. Yeah, they don't pick sides, you know, and it's fucking great. And that show, you know, hopefully he's around forever. Not forever, but like
For more years to come.
Yeah.
How far we have sidetracked from this episode.
Oh,
Pretty
shit.
far.
Dude, I
Oops.
got one thing I haven't talked to either of you about, or in person. Fucking Mike Tyson making a return.
So is
Oh.
he?
Yeah.
And it might be an exhibition fight.
It's like a
Mm.
charity event.
Yeah, it's for charity.
Oh, okay.
Bruh.
Who's he fighting?
Bruh. Someone named Bigson, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was. I don't know who. I think I heard rumors of it being Evander Holyfield.
No, Evander wants to.
Oh, he
but you
wanted
see
to.
the video he released?
Yeah, this dude looks slow as hell.
Fuck yeah, he looks slow
Mike
as hell.
Tyson-
Mike Tyson looks like he's still in his prime.
Yeah, dude, Mike.
Dude,
Bro.
Mike Tyson found the cure to aging, bro.
Dude,
He's gotten
at, like,
younger.
Yeah.
What, 53? He's still moving like that?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when I got into boxing, I was like, man, I wish I was around when Mike Tyson was in his prime. When Mike Tyson, you'd pay $60 to see him knock out someone in a minute. You know? Like, I understand being pissed off about that, but dude, he did
an
that like
art.
what, fucking like 39 times in his career or some
Yeah,
shit like
dude.
that. But it's like,
That was an
man,
animal.
I wish
Yeah,
I
he's
got
li-
to see him. And now he's fucking making a return. Oh, I can't wait.
You know how many people are gonna pay for that?
Yeah.
Me, yeah, I know.
Yeah, yeah, same. I just want to buy it
yeah,
just to say that I did.
yeah.
But yeah, that dude, yeah, legend.
Mm-hmm.
I think him and Muhammad Ali are like, I would say, if not the most notable names in boxing.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, obviously on a larger scale, to people who don't really know boxing,
Yeah.
You know?
They'd be the first
They'd be the-
people
yeah.
to list.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mike Tyson.
Merry Christmas.
Now Kith.
Well, all right, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We're gonna wrap this shit up. Thank you for listening to this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You got a little taste of what we're gonna be teaching our children. And guess what? we're gonna teach them how to beat your ass.
And if your kids beat their ass, guess what? They'll be ready for it.
Listen, one thing I'm gonna fucking make sure happens. If I have a daughter, she's getting in jujitsu.
Yeah.
You think your son is gonna pick on my daughter on the fucking playground?
Gonna get choked out?
Think again.
Yeah.
Think again. She's gonna fucking judo flip his little ass, and then put him in an armbar, make him cry, and then guess what? She's gonna get suspended, and we're gonna go get ice cream. Okay. But thank you for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires, and don't let the white man get you down. I'll see you next week.
Yeah. Whose episode is next?
Mine.
Yours? Okay.
Yoo-hoo.
Yeah.
Fix up my blog.
That's funny. She's gonna get suspended, and we are gonna get ice cream.
Fuck
We
yeah.
are gonna have a day of fun
It's a vacation, not a
Because you're
suspension.
both-
Yeah, you're not gonna fucking bully my daughter.
because your son couldn't beat my daughter's ass. But yeah.
She's gonna
Thank-
kick him in the dick, judo flip him into an armbar. Then we're gonna go get ice cream.
break his face.
Yes. Thank you for listening. If you're new, thank you. We didn't plug?
Oh no,
No.
we didn't.
I'll do it now. Our Instagram is circlepodcast_, and our Twitter is
Same,
the
but
same.
We don't use it.
save your time. Just
I-
go to
Yeah,
Instagram.
we don't use it. Follow it for future events. Maybe.
I don't know why we're plugging it. Oh yeah, maybe.
Maybe
There
in
you
the
go.
future.
Anyways, we're much more active on Instagram. Give us a follow. Check out our stuff. You can check out the little clips, or you can check out all our posts and the little clips, so you can see what we're about. And to all the reoccurring listeners, thank you for listening to another episode of the Circle Podcast. Goodbye and good night.
Well done. Well done. Thank you again for joining us. Next episode will be my episode. And talk it over with the co-hosts, and maybe we'll have a surprised guest, a new guest that we have yet to have. Once
me?
in, always
I
in.
don't like change.
Thank you for joining the circle. Shut the fuck up, Andy. No one cares.
Fuck you, man.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.